Hey folks, Mr. Dell here. We are looking at a problem that is dealing with scaling of a drawing. So we're going to take a diagram or a drawing of some sort and scale it uh, based on whatever scale they give me, right? So it's how to actually redraw that using an appropriate scale. Okay, so this problem is from CPM, and this is course 2, and this is section 4.1.2, specifically number 4-17. So I'll read it and we'll go through this together. Here we go. While Mrs. Pumpington was visiting the historic battleground at Gettysburg, she talked with the landscapers who were replacing the sod in the park near the visitor center. The part of the lawn being replaced is shown in the diagram at the right. So this is the part of the lawn, and it gives me some dimensions here. Measurements are in yards, it says. So this is 10 yards. That's 4 yards, right? That's 6 yards. So everything's in yards, and that would be 3 yards. So it says the diagram is not drawn to scale. Okay, so good to know. So this isn't to scale. But we need to now take that diagram and make it to scale. It does say the corners are right angles. So why is that important? So the corners are being right angles tell me that I'm dealing with rectangles, right? I'm dealing with straight parallel lines and rectangles. So it says use the ruler to make a scale drawing of the park. Now, here's my scale. Let 1/4 inch equal 1 yard. What does that mean? So if I'm going to take my ruler, here's my ruler, and I'm going to redraw this, what it's saying is if I go 1/4 inch, right, from here to here is 1 inch. Oops, turn that so you can see it, not sideways. So that's 1 inch, right? From here to here is 1 inch. So 1/4, well, right here is a half. A fourth would be this line here. So from there to there, that represents 1/4 inch. So it also represents 1 yard. So my scale is that this little 1/4 inch is also considered 1 yard in my drawing. That's how you would have the scale. So this is the scale. Now let's do the drawing. So I'm going to start with the top piece, that 4 yards. Okay. Actually, I'm going to start with this piece here, the 6 yards. So that way I got my side figured out. So I need this side to be 6 yards. If it's 6 yards, remember, 1/4 inch equals 1 yard. So how many 1/4 inches do I need to make 6 yards? It would be 6/4 inches, right? So it'd be 6 of these to make 6 yards. So I can count that out. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go 1, 2. These are 1/4 inches. 3, 4. There's 4/4. 5, 6. So right there is 6/4 inches if I do the measurements, but it's also now considered 6 yards. Okay, so it's 6/4 inches, but it's also now that 6 yards to scale. All right, so now let's do the top. The top here says it's 4 yards. Well, that means I need 4 1/4 inches. So 4 1/4 is really just 1 inch, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1/4 is 1 inch. 4/4 is 1. So there's my 4 yards. Then I got to go down 3. So I got to go 3 1/4. Right? I'm trying to get it as scale as possible, 90 degrees. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 yards because I did 3 1/4 inches, 3/4 inches. So that's my 3 yards. And I got to go 10 now, this direction. Oh, I might run out of room here. 10. How far is 10? Let's see. I'm going to go upside down so you can see me counting. Make sure I can get that lined up nice and try to get as straight as possible. So 10. So we're going to go, let's see. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. I'm going to run into my problem there, but that's okay. So that's 10. So this right here is 10 yards because I did what? 10 1/4 inches. And then now, okay, now I've come across a situation where I no longer have labels, so I got to figure that out. All right. So if this is 6 and this piece is 3, then this piece has to be what? The rest. The whole thing from here to here is 6. So then therefore from there to there, right? If I continue that down, that would also be 3. 3 and 3 make 6. So if that's piece down there is 3, then this is 3. So now I need to go down 3 1/4 inches. So 3/4 of an inch, which takes me to there. That's 3/4 of an inch. So there's my 3 yards. All right. And the last thing is, I don't think I did a 90 degrees there. That's gonna mess it up a little bit. I need to get it a little bit more 90 degrees. All right. Now the next thing is this should be a total of, well, if we go up here and look, that's 10, that's 4, right? And if I were to continue this here, that would also be 4. So 10 and 4 make 14. So the total down here should be 14 1/4. So let's check it. So if I'm gonna connect them, I have, let me see where, make sure you can see me doing this. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 2 inches. 9, 10, 11, 12, 3 inches, 13, 14. Sure enough, I did it. So 3.5 inches is that length is really, it's 3. And I'm going to write it down for myself to know that. That's 3.5 inches. But according to our drawing, it would be considered 14 yards. Okay. All right. So I did the drawing. That was A. So I got my A here, but kind of for room wise, that's where it ended up. Now let's read B. B says, how many square yards of soil will be needed? So I got to figure out the area of this thing in square yards. So I'm going to use my yard measurements here. So you've got 2 rectangles, so you've got to find the area of each of the rectangles. So you've got a couple ways to do it. You could cut it here, or you could cut it here. So I'm going to just cut it here, just for the sake of picking one. So this right here is a 10 by 3, right? Because it's 10 by 3. So the area here is 30 yards squared. This one is a 4 by 6. So it's 4 times 6, which is a 24 square yards. So those are my 2 areas of each of those. So the total square yards, if I add those 2 up, would be 54 square yards. Okay. Actually, just YDS. I put an R in there. But that's good enough. All right. So C. Now it says at $2.43 a square yard, how much will the sod cost? Well, if there's 54 square yards and each square yard is $2.43, I got to do the multiplication to figure that out. So I'm going to multiply 243 times 54, right? $2.43 times 54. So when you do the multiplication, use your standard algorithm of multiplication. When you do, like, I can do it real fast here. That's 12, 1, 16, 7, add 1, 8 plus 1 is 9, and then get your 0 in there, placeholder, 15, carry the 1, 21, carry the 2, 10, carry the 1 is 11. So if I add all those up, I'm out of room. Shoot. I get 2, 12, carry the 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. So I get 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. So now that's my number I get when I do the multiplication. But remember, I had a decimal place, right? I had 2 numbers after the decimal place. So I got to have 2 numbers after the decimal place for my answer. So that represents money. So it's going to be $121.22 for the total cost of sod. All right, part D. The area will be surrounded by a temporary fence, which costs 25 cents per linear foot. How many feet will be needed and how much will it cost? So now I'm talking about a fence. Fence for this is perimeter. So in this case, we're dealing with perimeter. I had to do area up here. Now I'm dealing with perimeter. So what is my perimeter, right? Perimeter is adding all the sides in yards. So it's 3, I'm starting here, 3 plus 10 plus another 3 plus the 4 plus 6 plus, and then the bottom is 14, right? So if I add all those up, let's see, I got 16, 20, and 20 makes 40. So there's 40 yards in perimeter, and each yard is 25 cents So I just basically now I've got to take this 40 and multiply it by 25 cents, right? So if I do the multiplication here, that's a 0 and then a 20. And that's bring down my 0, my placeholder, 0 and 8. Add those up. Looks like you get 1000. But remember, I have 2 decimal places in my multiplication in my product, so my answer has to have 2 decimal places. So it looks like 10. So my answer here would be $10. That's how much it's going to cost for fencing. Last question. How much does the entire job cost? Well, if fencing's $10, sod is $121.22, you just take the $121.22, add that to the $10, and your total job will be $131.22. So that's the cost of the total job. All right, there you go.